This morning, I visited my mother at her new home, and I asked her how she liked the installation ceremony yesterday. She told me that she liked it very much, but that it was too long. I asked her why she thought it was too long, and she said, because you preached too much. Well, here I am, at it again. I will probably preach too long this morning, but at least my mother is not here to criticize me.
I saw the moment I met him, his light.
He had a manner of bringing even people who were quite, well, shall we say, at daggers points, where they would talk to each other and seek for some kind of common ground.
I think a good test of his leadership, the one that really brought him to national prominence, was the War and Peace theme. I think it taught a lot of us how to reason in the public order, a lot of us who aren't Catholics.
Today, Cardinal Bernardine of Chicago was accused of sexual abuse by a former seminarian.
Stephen Cook's allegation have struck newsrooms like a bomb.
Here, you know, a good man falls.
He told me that it was the most humiliating experience of his life.
The cancer has returned, this time in the liver.
I think he gave new meaning by restoring the classic meaning of death with dignity.
John White is a Pulitzer Prize-winning photojournalist who spent 14 years covering Cardinal Bernardine.
One of the most wonderful things that I treasure forever and forever is the gift of friendship. Him to say, here's John, John is my friend. I saw the moment I met him, his light, the light that reflects his soul, his spirit. And sometimes the Cardinal would just look out the audience and seem like he would be looking for me. And he'd just look and he would see me and he would just, hi, and wave or smile.
There was a strong bond. I think he knew that I was there for him, and I knew that he was there for all of us. And we became good friends. And sometimes I would work the night shift. I would go with him to the events that were happening around.
And we sat looking at the June evening sky together. He pointed to the Ferris wheel over at the Navy Pier, which is festooned with neon in this brightly lit place. And he said to me, if you'll go for a ride on that, I'll go with you.
He said on his first trip to Italy, where his parents were from, he went to the town of his father, and there the townspeople said to him, oh, your father was the peacemaker. He came from a very raucous family. His brothers, your uncles, were always a bit volatile. But your father wanted to make peace. And Cardinal Bernardine said then in his homily, he got an insight into why he cared so much about finding a way for people to work together and bringing peace to troubled situations.
The Cardinal grew up in South Carolina. He was a minority. His friends were, many of them were non-Catholic. Few of them were of Italian origin. He had to find himself in the mix of a lot of things.
We were very close because we lost our father when I was 2 and he was 6 years old. And at that time, he assumed so many of the responsibilities around the house and everything. Joe would see that I would get to school, and then Mother in those years used to work from early morning to late at night, and we would come home and he would help get the meals together and we would clean, and so we were very close.
He was marked as an extraordinary young man. There were very few Catholics, of course, in the South, and very few in Columbia, South Carolina. Joseph first chose medicine, but then moved toward the priesthood.
When he announced that he was going to be a priest, I was totally shocked. I remember just almost stopping in my tracks.
I had my heart set on becoming a doctor.
Maybe instead of healing people's bodies, that he really wanted to help their souls. And I guess he realized at that time that he had a vocation.
On the day he was made a bishop, his mother, who was very wise, said to him, "Joseph, stand up straight and try not to look too pleased with yourself."